So how are you doing? This is Gerald and Alice, the Wise Guys. Alice, how you doing?
Good, man. How about you? It's a pleasure to be here, like always.
All right, of course, man. I enjoy talking with you too. It's a lot going on with the NBA season
hmm
winding down. Teams trying to get their seeding. They division titles. All the place. What team are you most looking forward to seeing in the playoffs? Alan?
You know what? I want to see the Atlanta Hawks play just because I haven't seen them enough. They're many people consider them as a legit, title contending team. Just because I haven't seen them a lot, I would want to see Atlanta play. Um, but of course, I want to see LeBron James play because he's a great player, and I also would want to see the New Orleans Pelicans hopefully get in to see Anthony Davis play because he's a freak of nature. I think.
Those are two very good choices. The team I'm most looking forward to seeing is I'm going to say the Cleveland Cavaliers. I want to see how this team meshes, how LeBron James leads them to the promised land, how Kevin Love blends in. I know Kyrie Irving's going to step up.
hmm
J.R. Smith and Mar Shepard. How is this team going to go all the way? I feel they're going to win the East.
It'll be real interesting. Even Kevin Love right now hasn't really, proven himself, but if he, shows his old form in the playoffs, that's a big deal, especially for, the Cavs. That pushes them, I think, almost to the top of the mountain as far as, talent. Because right now they're winning, without even having Kevin Love playing at a higher level. So if you do get him playing at that where he was averaging 20 and 10 or 12, if you get him playing at that level, that's a big deal in my opinion.
I do believe it is. Well, we're going to take this short time out and give you the weather, and we're going to be right back with more talk with Gerald and Alice, the Wise Guys. Good evening, people. This is Gerald with your local weather update. Today, the weather is partly cloudy with a high of 65. So don't put away those jackets and fans just yet. This has been Gerald with your local weather update. And welcome back to the Wise Guys NBA Talk. I told my team my East I want to see, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
hmm
A team my West I'm looking forward to seeing is, of course, as usual, the San Antonio Spurs.
hmm
Year in, year out, they're the best team, period, in the NBA. Tim Duncan, has these guys ready to go. And of course, Greg Popovich is a Hall of Fame coach. They want to do a back to back for their done. I think they're going to do it this year.
That'd be crazy back to back in the NBA. That's not very common, especially in now today's age. Like you said, Greg Popovich has got these guys playing at a higher level. They're actually, I believe, 11-0 in their last 11 games. So these guys are playing great basketball going into the playoffs, which is what you want from your team. You don't want to be sluggishly going into the playoffs. You want to be playing at your highest pace because that's what the playoffs are about. I do agree. I would want to see the Spurs play just because they won it last year. I think that they have enough talent to win it again, obviously, this year. And they've been playing great basketball recently. So I really do think that the Spurs have a legit shot, not only to win it, but to be a very entertaining team as well.
You're absolutely right. I don't think there is a team out west that could beat them 4 times in a 7 game series. The one team that could have done it was the OKC Thunder. So now with Kevin Durant out for the rest of the year and Russell Westbrook carried this team by himself, he won't even probably even be in the playoffs when tonight is over with. So I think the Spurs have I don't want to say an easy path to the finals, but they're gonna get there pretty easily as far as I'm concerned.
I agree with you. I think that the Thunder would have gave them a good shot. I don't know about winning the whole series, but I definitely think with Kevin Durant healthy that the Thunder have a more legit a team. That's just my opinion, but I think that their talent prevails over Greg Popovich's coaching just because you have Kevin Durant who's been an MVP and you have Westbrook this year who might win the MVP. So I think that the Thunder probably were the only two teams. Maybe I would say maybe a healthy Houston team might have beaten them, but now with Patrick Beverly being out, I just don't see any team really beating the Spurs like you said.
absolutely right. The one team I give a chance to is the Cavs. Should they be in the finals? I think if the Cavs are fully, I won't say developed, I want to say productive as a team and on chemistry point, I think they can give the Spurs a good run.
I agree. I don't know. Even last year, though, if you look at it, the Spurs have the same team basically. Um, I know LeBron's on a different team, but when excuse me, Kawhi Leonard is playing at that MVP type defense, that MVP type offense, both ways. That's really hard to stop. Especially, I know that they do. The Cavs do have LeBron James, best player in the world, if you ask me. But like we saw last year, you need more than just one guy, even though that is LeBron James, just to win the championship. And it all depends on if Kevin Love really comes back and plays well. I know that Kyrie Irving, like you said, will probably show up, but we really can't put that into set in stone until it actually happens.
You're all right again, Alex. We're gonna take a short time out with the sports, and we're gonna be right back with Gerald and Alex, the Wise Guy. This is Gerald Wicks with the sports update. As the NBA regular season concludes tonight, the Chicago Bulls have the opportunity to clinch the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference with a win over the Atlanta Hawks, or have the Toronto Raptors lose to the Charlotte Hornets. The 3 seed will be the Bulls who play the Milwaukee Bucks, Raptors and the Washington Wizards in the first round, which will be a must-win matchup for them. This has been Gerald Wicks with your sports update. And welcome back to Gerald and Alice, the Wise Guys. Another thing we talk about is the MVP race. There are three very good candidates
Mhm.
in Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Steph Curry. My personal choice is James Harden. I mean, the man has carried the Rockets all year by himself. Patrick Beverly's out for the rest of the year. Marcus Juniors is out. Dwight Howard has missed 30 games. Dwight Howard is, I'm sorry, James Harden has carried this team single
Mhm.
handedly, and he's actually playing defense. He is my runaway choice for MVP. I mean, Steph Curry has a lot of help. He doesn't play as much defense as James Harden, and Russell Westbrook has missed 15 games. You can't even get MVP if he's missed 15 games.
I agree with you on the part of James Harden being MVP. I feel like just because James Harden has elevated his defense this year, that puts him up in the MVP category because he is the number one scoring option in the NBA as far as points are going. His ability to create his own shot, especially in the late game situation, like we always talk about, is unreal. I mean, this guy, he'll do one dribble, two dribbles between his legs, and the ball's up in there, and it's already good. This guy's had many game winners as far as at the end of games. He's a big clutch player, and right now, like you said, Houston wouldn't be where they're at if it wasn't for James Harden. And I don't want to say it's a runaway because a lot of people like Steph Curry, but I really think that James Harden has MVP race one.
I'm glad we agree on that. We're going to take this short time out to give you a news update. Gerald and Alice, the Wise Guy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Alex Susi, and here's your news update. The Colorado movie shooter was found guilty and is receiving the death penalty. James Holmes was charged with 12 counts of first-degree murder. With the death penalty being put in his place, this is the reason that Judge Sammer didn't want to close the case.
After we done with this, you sign up for this.
In other news, Drew Peterson is back on trial for his involvement in a hit-for-hire charge. This comes to nobody's surprise, and Drew Peterson has been convicted in already one murder charge and then faces another one for his then wife, Stacey Peterson. In other news, the world's white rhino population is currently at a total of 5 white rhinos. Conservatory is located in Sudan and is currently transporting one of the last white rhinos to its conservatory. The rhino has its front horns removed so that the poachers won't think it's valuable. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Alex Sousa.
Well, thank you for listening to us. We definitely enjoy giving you the information. For Alex, I'm Gerald. We want you to have a very good night. It's going to be very good playoffs. Just tune in, enjoy everything. Alex, any last word?
Tune into our show, The Wyse Guys, every Thursday, 10 to noon on www.chicagolandsportsradio.com.
You heard the man. Again, for Alex, I'm Gerald. Good night, y'all.